What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Rolling Bond Podcast. Hope you are doing well. We're here at Kansas Speedway. Let's make it full circle. Look at those grandstands. Just wrapped up this race this weekend. There's a lot of chaos going on around us. Teams cleaning up. We're going to head out of here, head to Charlotte, North Carolina. But this race, guys, Kansas was awesome. It was insane. This was a great race. This track is awesome. But let's get right into it. Chase Elliott gets the win in the Hollywood Casino 400 on the final restart. He restarted 10th. And with all the craziness in front of him with guys making big moves, top to bottom. Chase, their team made a 4-tire pit stop. You know, with the last pit stop, he lost track position, but he was hoping if they ran enough laps, it would have worked out in the long run. A lot of the guys he was racing around, all the leaders they only took 2 new right side tires. So who knows, that strategy that Alan Guffinson made might have, Alan's made a lot of strategy calls. Some of them haven't really worked out for them this season, but this one does. So congrats to Chase. They made contact. Denny and Bubba Wallace make contact. Chase Elliott gets the third, makes a move to the bottom. And then Denny sees it, tries to affect the run. Chase and Denny make contact, but Chase keeps the momentum, clears Denny, and gets the win, man. It was awesome, guys. It was crazy. It was wild. Man, it was awesome, guys. Now, I know Denny, was very much drained. Denny was very drained, very tired. That power steer, I don't know what. I couldn't imagine what that not having power steering feels like. Especially, you're sawing on that wheel, I bet. And now we get into the whole Bubba Wallace, Denny Hamlin incident. Bubba was very mad at Denny. I think he called him a douche for the way he raced him. He gave him the middle finger. Look, Denny, I think, pretty much said that his power steering just didn't allow him to turn his car the way he needed to. That's why he made contact with Bubba Wallace. Bubba was mad because Denny wrecked 2 Toyotas. And a Toyota could have won this race, and neither of them won. Really, if Denny just doesn't hit Bubba, one of them wins. Because the contact between Denny and Bubba killed their momentum together, and that's what allowed Chase on the newer 4 tires to wrap the bottom and create momentum for himself and get side by side and make contact, and that's how Chase won. Denny wasn't trying to wreck Bubba, get into Bubba, but the power steering, he says, affected him. If you're a Bubba Wallace fan, you should be mad. You should be frustrated, especially when Denny, you're the owner of Bubba Wallace. You're the owner of Bubba Wallace, and you wrecked your own car. It's a weird way to look at it, man, because Denny's trying to go for a win. They're both trying to go for a win, so you can't, does Denny know that his car's not going to, turn the way it is? Who knows? I know he knows there's no power steering in the car, but, I don't know. I'm not here to judge that Denny should have this, should have that, because I'm not the driver. I don't know what he's feeling. He said he was super tired, man. So there's a lot of things that we don't really know all the details and stuff, and that's just kind of how I see that one. It'll definitely be talked about though. But this race, guys, was really, really, really freaking good. There was 20 lead changes in this race, guys. There was 11 leaders. Denny Hamlin, of course, the best car all race, led 159 laps. Christopher Bell led 43 laps, probably the second best car to Denny. Chase Elliott, who didn't lead laps in this race, led 24 laps. There was 9 cautions for 48 laps. Zane Smith flipped on his roof. Zane Smith, man, he made contact. I guess Zane Smith, the 42 made contact with Zane Smith and wrecked Zane Smith. Zane Smith rides the wall sideways, man. He's freaking sideways, and then tumbles over the banking. He flips 2 times. Violent wreck. He did say it was the wildest wreck of his career. It was wild. It was scary. It was crazy, man. Zane was very mad at John Hunter Nemechek. I was trying to find a replay. I still couldn't see how John Hunter made contact. I'll have to hopefully find a replay to that so I can actually see what all happened there. But it was a scary wreck. Josh Berry was involved in that wreck also. But multiple cars were involved in that wreck. I guess the 38, the 21, the 54, and the 42 were all involved in that wreck. I also went to a red flag too. So right after that wreck, that's what then sparked the final overtime restart, and we got that crazy finish. I mean, we're going to get to the playoff drivers at the end. I mean, Denny Hamlin won both of these stages. Denny Hamlin was the guy to beat in this race. And I feel terrible for Denny because his car was so good, right? And you're like, man, Denny, you look at like Denny's playoffs as a whole. You're like, man, this guy, everything's going great. Of course, he had the incident with Ty Gibbs and Kevin Harvick's trying to spark this narrative like, oh, this could derail Denny's championship. I mean, if Denny would have won this, what a statement this would have been for him. But then power steering affected him. You know, I think Denny, if he doesn't have a power steering issue, his car was so good on restarts, just so good all around. I don't even think anyone would have really had a chance to battle him. Maybe they could have created a side draft on him and kept it close there near the end, but he was just so good. And it has to be frustrating for Denny. This was one of those what could have been. And it wasn't really nothing he could do. Of course, with the power steering issues, their team had a bad pit stop. They don't have that bad pit stop. Maybe they still, they keep the lead and they're still able to manage to win this race, man. But it didn't work out that way, man. So disappointing for Denny. Now, Denny, I think, is like plus 48 to the cut line. So even though this is a race he could have won, at least he's coming out with playoff points, and he can race Charlotte Roval pretty safe. Doesn't have to go and be super aggressive to go get points. If he gets 5 or 6 points, I think that's good enough. I think he gets a lot, a couple stage points here and there. I think he locks himself into the next round. But we'll see. A lot of things could happen. Yeah, that's my Denny. I guess I feel like I could really just talk about this race as a whole with each playoff guy, if I really wanted to do that. I really wanted to talk about this race as a whole, but I think the best way to do it is just talk about playoff guys. Christopher Bell finished third. He was the second best car in this race, guys. But I think he was really good in the short run. But Denny, his teammate, there was times in stage 1 and 2 where Christopher just wasn't as good as Denny. Now, near the end of stage 2, Brad Keselowski's racing Denny Hamlin super hard, and Christopher Bell almost could have capitalized on that and won stage 2. Didn't work out there. Bell raced super hard against Bubba Wallace in the end, coming to the white flag. He lost momentum out on turn 4. Killed his entire run. He got passed by a couple cars. Still finished third, though. So this is another race where, ooh. And I personally thought this was now Bell's race to win now that Denny had those power steering issues. But then the steering issues still, Denny was still able to stay out front like we talked about. So, overall, Christopher Bell should be happy. He was happy. I mean, I asked him if there was anything else he could do. He really said, really, I'm out today. I'm walking away happy with the performance. And so I don't think he's really going to think about this one that hard. I mean, Christopher Bell is plus 44 to the cut line. I mean, he's chilling on points. Chase Briscoe, another guy, he was really fast as well. Top 5 guy. He led it early in the stage 1 because of the pole. Then he passed him. I would say he was probably the third best Jogos racing car. I mean, at the end of this race, he had an opportunity there. He was about, I think, maybe a 3-wide move, middle. He was right there. He could have capitalized it. We could have been talking about Chase Briscoe winning this race. But instead, he comes home 4th. And let's just see where he is on these the points. Yeah, Chase Briscoe is only plus 21 to the cut line. So the Roval's a tough track. Things can happen. So still a great finish. He got stage points. Let me see. Chase Briscoe got 11 stage points, which that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6th most in the race. Now we're talking about Bubba Wallace's race. We already know what happened at the end of this race with Denny. Denny cost them both to win the race. Bubba Wallace was in a great position. He raced Bell hard, cleared Bell, coming to white flag, and Denny with the no power steering gets into him. Bubba Wallace was furious. He has the right to be furious because of this. I mean, Denny cost his own team a win. And it really would have shook up the playoff standings. But you got to give credit, though, to Bubba Wallace's team. They were a mess. They only got 5 stage points in this race, but they came back and finished. I mean, they were terrible in stage 1, but somehow they hit a switch in stage 2 and flipped their entire race upside down in a really good way. So the fact that they're even competing for this win, you got to tip their cap to their team to just be able to fight. But like I said, he didn't get a lot of stage points. He'll be going in the Roval in a must-win, minus 26. So it's going to be hard to win the Roval because you got SVG, and he's just been so good on these road courses. But hey, man, Bubba's not going to be racing, thinking about points. He's just going to go out there and just race as hard as he possibly can and see what happens. Kyle Larson finished 6th in this race. His car is really good, stage 1 and 2. He wasn't as good as Denny at times. Denny passed him there after, I think, in stage 1, leading there. But they did do a good job on their pit stops were good. But then at the end of this race, he was in the mix, but just couldn't make anything work out. But for Kyle Larson's sake, he got a bunch of stage points, and he's going to be going to the playoffs plus 54. So I don't think really Larson's really going to be stressing the Roval. This race could have won many ways for Larson, but I don't think Larson will be thinking about this one much longer. He'll be focusing on just having a good, solid race in the Roval, and then heading into the round of 8, unless something drastic happens in the Roval. Keep moving down the line. There's a lot of stuff going on around here, guys. Tyler Reddick finished 7th in this race. They didn't get any stage points. They just didn't have the speed. No, they'll still come back. Finishing 10th is great, but you gotta get those stage points in the playoffs. And their car was just the same way with Bubba. Bubba, their team was able to flip their car and somehow flip their entire race and come with some speed and compete for the win, and Reddick really wasn't able to do that. Reddick will be minus 29 heading in the Roval in a must-win. But I think for Tyler Reddick's sake, I don't think he really cares about this race right now. His newly born son, rookie, is dealing with some serious medical issues. So really, I don't think he cares anything about racing. He just wants to get back to his family. So just really overall, just thoughts and prayers to the Reddick family at this time. We move on, guys, to this race. William Byron finishing 9th. This car was also really bad. At one time, he was running 29th in this race, guys. But just like Bubba Wallace, they were able to turn their race around near the end, and they still didn't get stage points. I don't even think that he got any stage points. I don't even think he got... No, William Byron didn't get any stage points. But comes out of this race, finishing top 10, and where does he sit? He sits plus 40 in 6th. And that just talks about how important the regular season is and trying to get as many points, because you don't accumulate those points, not having getting those stage points would really cost you, but because he won the regular season championship and additional 15 playoff points, that's what cost him. As the trucks are leaving right now. But yeah, so really, bad day for William Byron. Not something you want to have, especially in the round of 8, where it's going to be even tougher to earn points, and it's going to be, those stage points are going to be way more important in the round of 8. I guess we got Ross Chastain finishing 11th. Just a quiet day for him, but top 10, he was running top 10 all day. We'll see here. He got 9 stage points. Those are good points. We look at where he is in the playoff standings. He is minus 13. So very doable to make it in the next round at the Roval. He's got the best road course driver on his team to really help him prep for the Roval. So it's going to be interesting to see what Ross Chastain's team does. Did they go out there for the win? I don't think they do, because I assume Shane Van Gisbergen is not going to, let off this coming up weekend in the Roval. He's going to go try to win that race. So I think for Ross's sake, do you go after stage points, man? That's going to be very tricky to see how they plan that one out heading into the Roval next week. But for the guy that was defending winner, he was fast, but just wasn't winning fast. Keep moving down the line. Joey Logano just didn't have the speed, man. They had issues in practice. They were running in the top 10 at once. They finished, let's see here. They finished 7th in stage 2, so they got some points, but they didn't come out and finish well. And we look at the playoff standings, he is plus 13. So Joey, they didn't qualify great, right? But to come out and still be above the cut line, going to the Roval, man, this is how it was last year. He was right on the bubble there. So it's going to be a very tight battle to the finish. I don't really know. If I were to pick Joey or Ross, I would pick Joey, the veteran prowess of him. Their team just finds a way. They're not the best team all year, but they just find a way. And I think Joey could find a way to Roval to advance to round of 8. We keep moving down the line. Ryan Blaney finished 24th. Not much to say. Now, for him, you would want to show a little more speed. I mean, Penske as a whole, you want to show more speed, especially knowing that Las Vegas is the next mile and a half. And, when you had no pressure, you would like to see a little bit more there. So that's the one thing you can say about them overall. Now, I do kind of forget, Joey was involved in a wreck. Blaney was the one not. We go to Austin Cindric. Austin Cindric finished 30th in this race. He was involved in a massive pileup. It was the last, I think, pit stops. I think it was the second to last pit stops in the race. Looked like it was a stack up from Denny. Denny did not get going in the bottom lane, and it pretty much ricocheted the whole way through that bottom lane, and it created a big pile up. Looked like Noah trying to split 3 wide between both Penske cars, and Cindric got some damage, Joey got some damage, and that's why both of them finished bad. But, I mean, when it comes to Austin Cindric, guys, Austin Cindric is minus 48. He's a guy that has he's a good road course driver, right? He does a lot of supercar racing. He's going to go race an Australian supercar race. But SVG is just so much better. Now, I don't even know, Austin Cindric, at least all Austin Cindric has to do is just worry about how can I win the Roval, right? He ain't going to go for any points. He's just going to go for trying to win the race. So that's all you can say. But yeah, guys, that was the Cup Series finishing order. Now, I want to give a shout out. Shane Van Gisbergen finished 10th in this race, man. His first oval top 10, man. Shane Van Gisbergen, gotta love it. The guy's a freaking freak on the road courses, but maybe he's getting better on those ovals. But, when you got Ross Chastain and Daniel Suarez, who are all really good in ovals, helping you, I think that allows his progression on the ovals to get better. So congrats to Shane Van Gisbergen. Going to highlight him. Brad Keselowski was terrible. He was, I think, once like 2 laps down or 1 lap down. Comes back to finish 8th. So shout out to him. Not even sure what else I can really say in this race. We already talked about the Zane Smith incident. He finished 31st. But yeah, overall, guys, this race was really good. Really freaking good. I don't know what it is about Kansas, guys. With this car, it's perfect for this type of racing. I think someone tweeted, why not have the championship race here at Kansas? I actually be all for that. I would probably come to this race. It's beautiful weather. It's still super warm here in Kansas. The track, the racing is awesome. The facility is beautiful. The crowd wasn't great for this race, but when you got football going on, it's hard to get a big crowd here. So if they wanted to make it 1 date, fine. If they want to make it 2 dates, great, because I think the racing deserves for this place to have 2 dates. Multiple lead changes, 20 different leaders led 20 different lead changes. 11 drivers led laps in this race. Denny Hamlin with the most laps led, 8 cautions, 48 laps. Cannot stress how good this race was. I was super entertained watching it. My first time being at a mile and a half, either as a fan or a media member, so watching these cars come flying by is pretty awesome to watch. So really, really good race for Kansas. And, this new right side tire they brought was a new construction configuration of the tire. I don't know how much that helped the racing at all. Tires mattered, though. Tires were important. They were very important, I think. But then at times, with 2 tires, was able to actually stay out in front. But that could also be his car, which is really, really freaking good. So, really good race. I've been repeating myself about how good this race was. Now, let's look at the playoff standings. We kind of talked about it. Chase Elliott, 1 win. Ryan Blaney, 1 win. They're locked in the round of 8. Kyle Larson, plus 54. Denny Hamlin, plus 48. Christopher Bell, plus 44. William Byron, plus 40. Stop there. Those guys, plus 40, man, you're going to have just have, the guys below you are going to have career days and points, and you're going to have to just shoot the bed and finish last. Those guys are sitting so well right now that they just get a couple stage points here and there, and they're going to be moving on. But then from there on, Chase Briscoe, Joey Logano, they're in the plus, but it's easy to lose that many points at the Roval. Mistakes, contact, damage, slow pit stops, strategy. Easily still possible that those guys can fall under the cut line. Ross Chastain, I would say, is the only one below the cut line that can actually point himself in. I think the rest of the guys are going to be thinking about how do we win this race. So it's going to be, it's going to be chaos. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be fun. Looking forward to seeing what the Roval brings next week. There. All right, this little, it's so weird, guys. I have my entire notes. If you're watching this on YouTube, I have so many notes that I write down, but I never ever really use much of them because I guess it's just more of it gives me a refresher on what's going on. The Xfinity Series race, guys. Brandon Jones gets the win. I thought Justin Allgaier was the best car. They made a mistake on pit road. Like, he lost some spots. They tried some different little strategies. I'm trying to think what strategies they did do. I forget. That's been only a day ago. But they tried some strategies and it just didn't really work out. Brandon Jones their car was really good. And Brandon Jones does, Justin Allgaier, the team made mistakes on pit road. Zillage was fast, but Brandon was faster. Who knows, man? We're talking about junior motorsports being the guys to beat for this championship, and that you very well could. Justin Allgaier, if he gets there, he's going to be fast. But if it's all about, with this format, it's all about don't make mistakes. And making mistakes can easily, doesn't matter how many wins you win, how many races you win, how many points you have, making mistakes can easily cost you a championship in today's world of NASCAR. So congrats to Brandon Jones. Zillage finished second. Hill finished third. Sammy Smith finished fourth. Fifth, Sheldon Creed. Sixth, Taylor Gray. Seventh, Justin Love. Eighth, Nick Sanchez. Ninth, Brendan Queen. Justin Allgaier finished 13th. Carson Guapo finished 15th. Sam Mayer finished 16th. And 20th, Harrison Burton. That's where all your playoff drivers in the Xfinity Series finished for this race. The Xfinity Series race was really, really good. As always, tire wear mattered. But, man, when you talk about, people look at the Xfinity Series as the best racing in NASCAR, but I would say just for this weekend, the Cup Series was levels above. I would say that not all of the mile and a half tracks, the Cup Series car races better, but most of them, the Cup Series car on the mile and a half is awesome. So, really, overall, that was a quick and the best way I could talk about this Cup race to the best of my ability, the way I do it. Overall, guys, being here in Kansas, it was a 15-hour drive. I'm going to be getting on the road and driving somewhat as much as I can tonight. Not going to be taking any risk. Get to the hotel and drive most of it back home. But it was so cool being here, guys. Beautiful weather. Ask questions. Talk to Eric Estep, guys. Got to talk to Eric freaking Estep. The guy is an inspiration because he's the number one YouTuber in the world for NASCAR. He does a great job. I used to watch his stop motion videos. I watch his news breakdowns. He does a great job. He's very great. He's a big deal for our sport, for this sport, because I think, has a much younger audience, and that's what you want. NASCAR needs younger fans to help the sport continue to grow. And I think Eric does a great job to really let those younger fans stay very engaged because his content and the way he explains it is very engaging. So really cool to talk about Eric and just the way he does his stuff. It was awesome. And yeah, I'm definitely going to be back here, guys, again, because it was awesome. My next race will be Martinsville. I believe I will get into Martinsville. I've been, the people at NASCAR Communications are great people. They're easy to talk to. They're always here to help you. They're not here to they're here to help you do your job, because if you can do your job better, it's better for their sport, better for you to cover the sport. So really, overall, there's not much more to say, guys. Great weekend of racing, great weather, great time. Can't wait to do it again. Overall, guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will say something. If you want to help support me, and you want me to help me be able to go to more of these races, I do have a GoFundMe. My GoFundMe, guys. The link will be in the description where you can go to my GoFundMe. And if you feel generous enough to want to help support me in this journey of doing this job for a living. It'd be very appreciated. But overall, I just appreciate you guys. Anyone that watches my videos and engages, comments, it means the world to me. So overall, great time at Kansas, like I've been saying. I'll see you guys next week and this weekend with all the content.